Let me tell you about a mouse that was never going to make it. It was a little tiny mouse. It was actual mouse. And it was in Munich. In South Germany. In the center of town, there's a square called Marienplatz, and it's kind of got this picturesque Rathaus or town hall, and it's got a glockenspiel, and all the tourists come, and underneath the Marienplatz there is a deep subway, and it's very far down. You take the escalator quite a ways down. It's like almost as deep as some of the London subways that you see, these endless escalators going down. And at the bottom, it's brightly lit. It's mainly orange. It's kind of a happy, unpersonal color, like positive, but still keep moving, son. And one night, it was late, and I may have had something to drink. I walked down there, and I was at the bottom of these escalators. One was going up, and one was going down. And I was about to go on the up escalator, and I looked at the down escalator, and these steps, of course, on an escalator, they kind of come down. And they disappear, of course, because they sink into the ground. The next one comes down and disappears. Next one comes out and disappears. And the distance between the step, as it's in its full height, sinks lower and lower until there's only about maybe an inch. It's only an inch high, and then it sinks into the ground. And at that point, where it's only like an inch high, there was a mouse. And the mouse was trying to get up the escalator, up the down escalator. And I would assume, from the mouse perspective, it could not see the endlessness of the escalator and that the escalator was actually coming down. I don't think it understood that those steps were moving. Because every time the step came down to about an inch height, he would jump on the steps, run forward, and by the time he got forward to the end of the step, the next step had come down to about an inch, and he jumped on that step and he ran forward, and he thought he was climbing those a series of inch-high steps, getting higher and higher, and of course he was getting nowhere. But he didn't know that. And and I said to the mouse, I said, what are you doing? You're never going to get wherever it is you're going, you're never going to get there. And the mouse looked at me, never stopped, always scrambling forward, looked at me and said, I'll get there. I'm sure I'm near the top. I've gone through so many steps. I'm so exhausted. There can't be that many steps left. There are not that many steps left in the world. Math is not big enough to create that many steps. I'm almost there. And I said, there's no way you're almost there. You're not going to make it. And he said, you have to believe. You have to believe in what you want to do with your life, or you'll never get anywhere. And I said, well, what if if you are exhausted and you don't make it? What happens then? He says, that's no problem. I'll just go back. I can look behind me and I see that even though there are a million steps ahead of me, there's only one step behind me. So I just go off the step, take a little rest, and then I get back on and climb up the rest of the millions of steps. Because behind me, to get to a place where I can rest, is not far. Well, what can I say? I didn't want to disappoint him. I admired his gumption. So I said, well, good luck to you then. And have fun when you get there. And he said, thanks. I turned to go, and I said, by the way, what's your name? And he said, Eric. Well, that's my name. Well, I'm sure that means nothing. So I went to go and left the mouse to his endeavors.